Hello everyone, welcome to the Cretaceous Camcast. I am Cretaceous Dave, and this is a podcast all about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Before I get into this episode, the very first thing I want to say is thank you all so much. I recently saw on the stats that we hit 500 listens on the audio podcast since relaunching in November. That is incredible. It doesn't even include the YouTube watches, which I haven't kept track of. I only noticed the audio listens because it's right there when I log into the dashboard. And honestly, when I started this, I was like, who's going to listen to a podcast about a cartoon? And, I was happy if I got literally anyone to listen. But to have 500 total listens in just a few months is beyond what I expected. So thank you to each and every one of you that listen or watch. It does mean a lot to me, and I'm glad someone enjoys what I'm doing here, and I hope to keep putting out content, and it's motivation to keep on going and to find some new things to talk about and put out for you guys. With that said, in this episode I'm going to be doing another community Q&A, and this time it is with, no pun intended, the heart and soul of the Jurassic community, Jurassic Souls. Yep, you may know him from, he's all over the place, spreading positivity in his love of Jurassic, and particularly his love of the Suchomimus. So, in just a few seconds, we will get to the Q&A with Jurassic Souls, but before that, I wanted to give one small update about the update from the last episode. I missed something in describing one of the toys, and I was going to mention it in this update. However, recent events have kind of changed my decision on doing that. You see, just today, Universal has been copyright striking the images of one of the toys I talked about. So because of that, I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to mention it. I'm not going to talk about what may or may not be on the box that I forgot to mention last time. But also because of that, I think I'm going to refrain from talking about anything that would be considered leaks. I've said it before. It's out of respect of everyone involved with part of the show, making the show, the writers, the artists, the actors. Out of respect for all of them, I'm not going to be talking about things that are leaks anymore. There's a difference between something that's, I would consider confirmed news, depending on where it comes from and who it comes from. So that type of stuff may still be reported. Toys that are just out there that have actual promotional images released by Mattel, those I will talk about. But things that would be considered leaks, especially something that Universal says, yeah, no, you can't show that. Those types of things will not be talked about. So with that said, let's get into another episode of Community Q&A, and this time with Jurassic Souls.
Hey y'all, it's Souls here, answering some questions for the Cretaceous Campcast. I hope y'all are having an awesome morning, day, or night.
All right, first question. Who is your favorite human character in Camp Cretaceous?
Well, I love the whole main cast, I love Brooklyn, Sammy, Yaz, Ben, Kenji, the whole gang. They're awesome. But the one I connect with the most is probably Darius. Me, myself, being a dinosaur nerd. I really connected with his story. The whole plot line with him and his father. I feel that very deeply because I have lived a very similar life to that where I never got to experience Jurassic World with my father either. So I really connected with Darius's struggle and feelings towards that. And I was very happy to see Jurassic touch on something like that. It was quite, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, Darius is such a great character. He's a good leader. And I just can't wait to see what he does in Chaos Theory.
Who is your favorite non-human character in Camp Cretaceous?
Well, I love them all, but I gotta go with Bumpy, right? Bumpy is just so cute, and seeing Bumpy go from, a little hatchling to, growing up because of, the accelerated growth rate, and Bumpy's relationship with Ben and the rest of the campers, it's just so great to see. Like, Bumpy's a fan favorite. And if I were to choose some honorable mentions, Rexy is always fun to see. I also really like the Monolophosaurus from season 3. And, of course, the bioluminescent Parasaurolophus. They are just so beautiful.
What is your favorite episode or scene in Camp Cretaceous?
Well, my favorite episode is definitely the one in season 3 where they basically go through the entirety of the opening of Fallen Kingdom. I was not expecting that to happen at all. And when I watched that for the first time, it was just amazing. I was so hyped to see everything played out, but from a different perspective. And they really did it justice, in my opinion. And some of my favorite scenes are also from season 3. I really like anything having to do with like the old visitor center and all of that. It really brings you those goosebumpy Jurassic Park feels. It hits you right in the nostalgia. And I love that stuff.
If you could change one thing about the show, what would it be?
I wouldn't really change much. I'm pretty pleased with most of what we've gotten. I guess what I would change is that, for seasons 4 and 5, I think it would have been really cool if we kept the whole, Manticorp thing and, Kenji's dad and, all of that stuff. But instead of it being on Manticorp Island, I would actually think it would be cool if all of that went down on, Site B, Isla Sorna. I thought it would be really cool to, go back there and see how things have changed. And also, maybe could have done without, the Brad X's. I was okay with the drones and the Brads, but, Brad X's were kind of funky. But, I don't hate them either. They're just really silly, and, I'm kind of getting used to them over time. But they were definitely an interesting concept.
What would you like to see in Chaos Theory?
Honestly, we don't know much about Chaos Theory, but from the looks of it, it looks like we're going to be getting a lot more, dinosaur interactions on mainland. And that's really what I want to see. I want to see, dinosaurs adapting to life amongst humans. And now that, they're out in the wild, I want to see how kind of people respond to that and how Darius is going to respond to that.
Which of the Nublar 6 do you think will show up in Chaos Theory?
There's a few options. I would love to see the whole cast back for Chaos Theory. But I think the two most likely candidates would probably be Kenji, since Kenji was last seen living with Darius. So I would assume that he would be tied into this somehow. And also with Brooklyn investigating, the whole Lockwood Manor incident. I think that it would be really cool to see Brooklyn come back and kind of handle things with Darius. But really, I would love to see the whole cast back. I think it would be cool to see everyone. And even, I would love to see Dr. Wu. I would love to see Dr. Wu come back and, have the whole thing where it explains, how he ended up with Biosyn. I think that would be a very interesting thing to tie, Chaos Theory to Dominion and set up his eventual redemption arc. It'd be really cool to see.
Are there any other characters from the World trilogy that you would like to see make an appearance in Chaos Theory?
Well, I said Henry Wu. Honestly, I gotta say my girl Claire Deering, she's just been so important to the 3 World movies that, I would assume she would have something to do with what's going on. But then again, you can go either way. Claire's one of my favorite characters. I would love to see her. But since there's, rumors going around about Darius being, a paleontologist or studying to be a paleontologist, I would actually like to see maybe even Dr. Grant show up and kind of be like a guidance for Darius. That'd be pretty cool. And, maybe some of the other world characters, I wouldn't mind seeing Lawyery or Vivian coming back. It'd be cool to see.
Do you have any expectations for Chaos Theory?
I'm just kind of expecting it to build off of what we got in Camp Cretaceous and, give us more dinosaur action on mainland, develop Darius's character even more, give us some deep and juicy lore, some new dinosaurs would love to be cool. In fact, I know a dinosaur I really want to see in Chaos Theory, and that is the Suchomimus. Y'all know I love the Suchomimus. It is my favorite dinosaur of all time, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see it in an official Jurassic media. I mean, it's gonna happen one day, so maybe we'll get that in Chaos Theory, hopefully. But yeah, I would love to just see maybe even Biosyn tie into it too some more. But yeah, those are my Chaos Theory expectations.
And finally, anything else you want to say? Let people know where to find, follow you, or anything you might be up to.
Honestly, I'm just super excited to hype up, Chaos Theory with everyone, Jurassic Park Survival, and of course the new movie that was just announced. I'm super excited to celebrate this franchise even more with everyone and share our passions for it with everyone. And I can't wait to see what everyone has to say about everything. And yeah, that about wraps it up. Y'all can find me on Twitter at Jurassic Souls. I'm also on Threads and Instagram, so you can follow me there too at Jurassic Souls. But yeah, it was fun answering these questions, and I cannot wait for Chaos Theory to drop. Hope y'all have a good day. See ya.
All right, thank you so much to Jurassic Souls for taking part in community Q&A. I've got close to a half dozen more of these things that I need to edit and go through and put together for you all. They are some just community members that people may recognize their names. Other ones are from content creators and members of other podcasts that the names are definitely well known in the community. So I'm really looking forward to getting together and editing those. And I would like to thank all of the people that have, reached out to me about participating in the community Q&A. I've gotten a great response, more than I expected, which is why I've got a 2-month backlog of episodes just doing community Q&A basically. So it's a lot of fun. But like I said last time, I'm going to try to break it up. I'm not going to do community Q&A every week, even though I have more than enough of them that I can keep going for a while. But I want to keep things interesting and fun for you all. So already working on what next week's episode might be. But until then, thank you everyone. Stay safe, stay Jurassic, and have yourselves a great day. So long.